Hello, lovely Virgo. How are we doing today? I hope you're all doing very well. Okay. This is going to be a general reading for December, which covers Gemini. Oh, no, not Gemini. Virgo Moon, Virgo Sun, and Virgo Rising. So if you want to check out the other aspects of your chart, the reading should be up either now or very soon. I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming through for you in December, actually. They seem to be very different and very, enlightening at the moment. So we'll just see what goes on. Using the Enchanted, no, not using the Everyday Witch Tarot. And I'm going to be doing it one at a time, just so I'm not overwhelmed with all the information that seems to be coming through for December as well. If you want a private reading with me, the link will be down below. I'm also going to do on this channel 2019 general readings, but you can order now your 2019 forecast, especially for you, based on anything that you want to look into for yourself over the course of the next few months, and in depth for next year. So let's see what's come through for you guys. Oh, so for some of you it may seem like there's a little bit of a reversal or a role reversal at the moment, whereas before you were possibly thinking, right, I can do this and this and this. You've now reached a stage where it may not be as possible as you thought it was going to be, or it may not be as immediate as you thought it was going to be, but at this stage you have volunteered to be in this position. You have decided, this is me, I will do this, I will volunteer to be in this position. Now, not necessarily I will volunteer to be stuck and not have any progress. That's not what I mean. What I mean is the position you're in now gives you a unique view of what you need for yourself and how to proceed, but also it gives you this strength of mind. It gives you this sort of lasting, what do I call them, when endurance, that's it. It gives you an endurance, and I feel like this sacrifice that you're making at the moment, or something that you have chosen to put ahead of yourself, will give you some good perspective on what you want for the next few months, even the next few years, because that's what's coming forwards for me as well. This is a long-standing card. This is something that tells you that you may have been in limbo for a little bit, but I do feel that there's a letting go of something. Maybe you're letting go of the responsibilities that you feel are shoved upon you from other people. Maybe you're letting go of the opportunities, not the opportunities, but the responsibilities of people who just seem to be taking advantage of you all the time. Maybe because you have the links or the connections that they want, or the fact that you always support them and lend them, a very sympathetic ear. Something is coming through that I think you're kind of saying, look, I know I volunteered to be in this position, and I know that, I still, value the people maybe that I did this for, but no longer. I am no longer being somebody else's cleanup lady or somebody else's shrink, or their bank, or something like that. It's just something that I feel is coming through to suggest that you do have the ability to say no if you want to. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is a really strong card for stability. So even though you may feel like you've taken a back seat sometimes, or you're doing what you're doing for everybody else and not yourself, this is kind of saying that you will have the harmony and the foundations to make this work. It's, nothing has to be perfect. I think, Virgo, sometimes you're very overcritical of yourselves. You try your best, and that's all anybody ever wants you to do. And I think sometimes you forget yourself amongst all of it. You may think, right, I know what I want to do, I know where I want to go, but I don't know how to get there because everybody else, I'll be letting somebody else down. Don't worry about that. Maybe it's time to be a little bit selfish. I mean, I know in 2019 it's a universal year 3 where the spotlight will be on all of us, and maybe asking ourselves, what do we want? What do we want to achieve? How do we want to change our lives? It's kind of like when Madonna reinvents herself all the time. This is where we want to kind of change our thinking and change how we see ourselves. And I feel as though you will have solid foundations from everything that you're doing, but it may be time to change some family dynamics. It may be time to change how you relate to other people. Because I do feel that some people are taking advantage and they're not being grateful about it. Oh, and then we have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands comes forward with a sense of pride, but also a sense of energy. She seems to be very much a case of exuberance and vibrancy. This is the type of person who has a very messy desk, but she knows where everything is on that desk. She knows exactly where she put it, even though it looks like a bomb site. She will know where things are. She will be very motherly, nurturing. So it could be somebody who has that role in your life, or it could be the role that you're giving other people. Either way, I do feel this is a very emotionally balanced. It feels like you're going to have the energy to be in control. You may be the queen of your own castle, or the king, depending. But it does feel like you will be the person that you want to be. As soon as things come forward for you, I think towards the middle of January, you may start to see things from a new perspective. You may start to think, right, I know exactly what I want to change, because you've done your sort of thinking, you've done your rearranging of your life and your friends and your family and stuff like that. So I would say just to keep yourself aware of things and keep yourself open to certain things too. Nothing is saying here that you are doing anything wrong, Virgo, so please don't think that, oh, well, I could do this, but I've done this wrong, or I would do this, or I've done that wrong. This isn't what the cards are saying. They're just saying you will have to do some rearranging, you'll have to do some maybe scheduling, because I think somehow you don't have your own space. You really may, some of you at least, you don't have your own space, you don't have your own time. Just kind of sit for an hour and do whatever you want to do. It may feel like you're constantly on top of somebody else, and I think that's something that maybe you need to work through over the course of the next few weeks, if not maybe the theme for next year. But you have the Sun. The Sun is a brilliant card. It could be that you have two other friends that you're going to enjoy some time with, but I feel here is telling you that there's enlightenment coming through, there's a vitality, and there's almost like a reassurance saying, you know what, you're going to be okay. Don't worry so much. This Sun card is very much a vibrant sort of giving life energy, because things won't exist without the sun. It gives us life, it gives us the energy, it gives us vitamin D we need, it brightens our moods. And so your mood is going to be brightened. And I feel like even though this card, represents freedom, it is in stark contrast to the Hanged Man that we had there. So for you, I feel this is going to come with a big sense of encouragement and a sense of well-being that maybe you didn't have before. I honestly feel that there's a lot going on that you could, see very clearly right now if other people weren't clouding your vision. But don't worry, as soon as you get yourself sorted, as soon as you get yourself rearranged, I think this is going to come, pay dividends for your self-worth, for your understanding, how you're going to achieve things. So yeah, don't worry too much about how other people may perceive you here as well. Oh, the moon. Make sure that what you're aiming for is not a reflection or a pale reflection as to what the real thing is. For instance, you may have an ideal outcome and you're striving and striving and striving for that ideal outcome only for a better opportunity to come through, and you're like, well, that's really not what I wanted. But it's still the same thing. It's not, maybe not how you wanted it, but it's still the same outcome. It's just not happening in the way you wanted it to happen. I think that you may need to kind of understand a little bit about how you're manifesting certain things. Not the saying you're doing it the wrong way, but just to recognize the opportunities that are coming in for you, and so you can take advantage of those opportunities so that you can say, yes, I know precisely what I want to do and I'm going to do this. It could also be that people, unfortunately, being a little bit dishonest with you, and you may, worry about some sort of, how to put it, sneakiness, some kind of dishonesty that feels like they're hiding something from you. Nothing here says it is the wrong thing to do. Nothing here says that it's the wrong time for you. I just feel that there's a lot going on that you can perceive if you didn't have all these people, all these words kind of falling around you. It could also be that how you have built your home, how you've built your foundation, it wasn't the right way, or you don't feel it was the right way, or something is incorrect with your foundation. Something needs to be got rid of before you go into a very strong new year. So it could be that you know something isn't quite right with your home life or your family. Something needs to be arranged there. Something needs to be sort of pushed to one side. You will have freedom. You will have opportunity. You will get the chance to amend certain elements. But there's too many cooks. There are so many people who's whacking different opinions at you and throwing this at you. You know, the thing is, too many cooks spoil the broth. They also set fire to the kitchen. So this is something that's coming forward with a bit of conflict, tension. It could be family. It could be people who seem to think they know best, which unfortunately you do seem to attract them, because there is sort of uncertainty with you sometimes. Not saying all the times. Please don't, come at me in the comments saying, well, but you're very sensitive and you're very self-critical, and that will invite other people to comment on how they feel you could do better, or how they feel, you could solve all your problems. You don't need them. You can stand on your own. You've got the Queen of Wands here. You can stand on your own. You may not know where everything is in the mess, or you probably do, but it's messy. And I think that that's something that people may judge, and you don't need to be judged. You don't need to have all this niggity things that come at you. You don't need that. It's not going to serve any purpose apart from to annoy you. And I honestly feel like there's something coming up that you will be able to change and be able to rearrange for yourself. But yeah, I think you've been kind of put into stasis, and now you're going to start coming out of stasis, and you're going to feel a lot better about, what you want to achieve and how you want to do that. All right. Also, it has been brought to my attention that for some of you, you're not seeing my videos in your subscription list. In order to combat that, all you need to do is click on the link, the little bell on my channel near the subscription, and then you will get them in your feed, and you'll get a notification every time I upload. So yeah, and 2019 readings going on very shortly as well. That will be very interesting to see. Oh, okay. Leo just had this one. This is life review. Take inventory of your life and resolve, change, or heal anything that is unbalanced. This includes getting rid of people who no longer serve a purpose in your life. And it may seem, very clinical when you look at it that way. It may seem like, oh, hold on a second, I'm not particularly happy with, thinking of people like this, or thinking of family like this, or, treating people like this. But ultimately, people have energy, and the energy may not benefit you. So in that case, you do need to get rid of them, or at least put them as a lesser importance in your life. And again, if you can, I would recommend seeing if there is something that you can change with the financial area and also the foundation area for you, because it may be that you're just kind of overworking yourself with very little reward. So I hope that helps you, my dear. I'm really looking forward to seeing how things progress for you. Leave a comment, let me know how things go for you in December. Wish you very happy holidays, no matter what you celebrate. I really do hope the year brings some great stuff for you. If you would like a reading, I do them as presents as well. I got a question about that. I do them as gifts. So if you want to buy them for somebody else as well, I can do that. And also the 2019 readings are still available now. So I will love you and leave you. I hope the new year brings you everything that you want. And I will speak to you guys very, very soon. Take care.